It's time to showcase one of my favorite heroes in Season 3. Any hero that can do damage based off of defense and have crazy survivability with insane damage. Of course, you're going to love those heroes, right? Think about Garius. Garius can survive, he can tank so well, and he can do crazy healing board wide based off of defense. One of the best tanks in the game as an epic. Unfortunately, this guy's a legendary, but just think about an offensive Garius, one that can tank. This guy can probably mitigate more damage than Garius, but they can do insane AOE damage. Single target damage, probably not on par with other single target damage dealers, but AOE damage, yes, board wide damage. For his passive, if people are targeting him, he'll take 5% less damage for everyone targeting him and increases healing received. If he has his bride with him, which she's an amazing healer, he'll go invincible once he reaches 0 HP, and then he'll have his ultimate gauge refilled to be able to do his ultimate again, which in arena would be very broken. If he can get his ultimate off, hit this, like smack everybody on the board, and then he dies, she's there to keep him from dying, or he goes to 0 life, and then blast his ultimate again, it would probably be game over. Here it's just a single target damage dealing 3 times. He does get a chance to apply decrease attack too, and he can drop the ultimate gauge. Every attack 10% less ultimate, as well as if he brings them to 0, he gets 25% ultimate himself. Now, I haven't been playing him with accuracy. I haven't been worrying about the decrease attack because it's on a battle skill, and I have other people giving me decrease attack, and I haven't been worried about this taunt. But the thing is, he gives himself increased defense and damage mitigation before he does this big old board-wide AoE nuke. So we're getting 60% additional defense, so that 700% defense, it's great. So much fun. And if you get taunts off, yeah, bring people to him. That's okay. He's already my tank. It doesn't really matter if other people are coming to him or not. That's more people focusing him. If they are, that means he'll take 5% less damage for each of those focusing him. Let's get into the video. Damage reduction by 30%. If you know Horus, you know all about that, so you know what it's like to mitigate so much damage. Here's a video where we're on Venom 9, and we've got him as our main tank, and we have 2 DPSers along with Varesh in here doing DPS and applying Witch's Remains for decreased defense. Now, there's no mythic gear on any of these heroes. I'll show you the gear in a minute. And for him, we've got an epic artifact on. I either use the Scarab or I use the crown, like the face mask on him, so he'll mitigate even more damage per buffs up. So right now he's mitigating 15% additional damage and getting, I think, 30% additional healing from his passive, from that vow, which is awesome. And then the damage he's dealing is on par with Sigrid back here. And you got to keep in mind that Sigrid right now has that new epic artifact on. The video I just did yesterday showing you how to get, I think, the most broken damage. This epic artifact in Season 3 is really a legendary. I'm so glad they made this epic good. It's insane with the amount of accuracy you put on somebody like Sigrid, and then she gets 3,000 additional attack on top of all of her stats, and she is then doing crazy numbers, along with, of course, applying those debuffs because she has so much accuracy. I'm going to slow it down here in a minute, and you're going to be able to see the hits that he's doing. But look at him right now. He's got damage reduction, increased defense of 60%. He's got a Wedding Vow on to take 5% less damage because there's only one person targeting him right now, and he's not even moving. His defense is so high, like his base defense is crazy. And then damage, he's doing damage on par with somebody that can hit the whole entire board. Here's the damage. Now, I know it's only 30% and she's at 39%, but again, keep in mind, this is only because she has that new artifact on, and I'm going to take that new artifact off and put the eyeball on her, and you'll see the difference. Huge difference. So here, we're just going to see what his attack is. The actual damage number attack for Sigrid and the number attack for him for his ultimate. The big AoE ability. Here, we slowed it down to 2 times speed. We got Sigrid about to hit for 128,000. And he hit for 120,000. See how close that is? He's not wearing any kind of fancy new artifact to make like a rare do insane damage. He's not wearing any of that. He's wearing things to mitigate damage and keep himself alive. so that he can keep doing that damage. That's what I love about it. You got somebody in full defense and he's just destroying the damage charts. So now we put Sigrid in the eyeball. And this is what we would have done last season, right? We would have done this eyeball. We would have done the horseshoe. We would have done the other one to give her the blood, to give her 20 crit rate, 100,000. And of course, he's going to hit for his same 120,000 when he does his ultimate, because he's not relying on that fancy new artifact. This guy is massive. I'm having so much fun with him. I hope I get him this next season. So right now, we've just got this mask on him. We've got gear that doesn't even, like this gear set that he's on right now gives him accuracy and skill haste. That's all we're doing. Crit rate gloves, defense chest piece, defense down on the bottom 2 runes. And then here we've got accuracy of 40 and skill haste of 20. And then any allies near him get additional defense. So he's like helping out your whole entire team if they're near him. He's getting things on him to give him full survivability. And then he's doing damage like a top AOE damage dealer. I mean, you just can't beat this. I really hope I pull this guy. This guy has been so much fun. I could imagine having him right away if you pull on the Season 3 banner, leveling him up and using him with something like Garius or whoever you have. Because I mean, when you have somebody this strong that's going to stay alive for all those difficult encounters, that's all you need. He has 3,976 defense, 29,000 HP with the gear we have on right now. When he gets those 2 buffs up, he's got 6% additional mitigation on top of the 30% he's already going to get from the damage reduction, and then 60% for the additional defense he gets. If you have additional buffs on him, he'll get even more mitigation, up to a maximum of 5. Or I was using the Scarab. I mean, it really doesn't matter which one you use. You're still getting 45% additional defense. His defense is going to be the same. You could use a legendary one for 60% additional defense just to get his defense up a little bit more, but I don't feel like it's needed. As far as gear sets go, I didn't see anything that really looked amazing. If we wanted to give him some more single target damage, we could go for the gear set that ignores defense on the basic attack only. If this was ignore defense on all your attacks, yes, it would already be on him. But this says the wearer's basic attack ignores 20% of the target's defense. That's still going to be a damage increase overall for this guy. So really, I should have that on and see how he then compares to Sigrid overall. But it's okay. We just know it's more damage if we put this on. The other sets really don't do much. They increase derivative damage. We've got one that does attack. He doesn't use attack. All of the moves are off of defense. This one, again, if your attack is higher than the enemy, this isn't going to work out for us. We need high attack for this one to work. And then we've got, of course, mitigating. We could mitigate and take other people's damage. We get HP and resistance. We don't have any sets this season that give us 15% defense, but I'm sure some season we will. But this season we don't. We've got haste, we've got skill haste, we've got that. Now we do have the fancy sets, the mythic ones that are going to be very hard to farm. But if we did want to use a mythic glove, we could absolutely put this on to get 35% additional damage when decreased defense is up. I kind of like this one, but I'd have to test it out, because if he's below 50% HP and does do a big AOE, you would get a whole bunch of health. You would probably go back to full health. And since he's mitigating damage so well, even if he's below 50% HP, that's fine. He's not going to fall over and die. He's a pure tank, and he could have his buffs up at that point. And then he does a big AOE. I'm sure this is going to top him back off to be able to be at full HP. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate your time, your love, your support. I will see you all in a video soon.